Okay, board members that are running, there we go, okay. Yeah, I'd like to run a fan, but then they won't hear us again.
It's fine. I don't think I have to use my own first one. I kind of reserve that for later.
Yeah. Remember,
Yeah, remember.
we're gonna do the pledge. I slid it out. It does stand alone. Remember, yeah.
Did you get an email? I got an email from, I don't know, some KVLY thing, and they were asking, taking a survey and we'll pledge, and I didn't even respond.
Did you see the article on Handbooks?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was very nice.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think it's very nice.
He shared it with me before he sent it, and I said it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good. Hey, Kim, how are you? Ready for?
Not ready.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
Did you get Annie ready for, is she starting Tuesday?
Yeah.
You said she's living in an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you haven't had to do anything?
Saturday, she had enjoyed on the dancers are one of the clubs.
Oh, yeah, so they get a little, yeah.
It has a long
Hot.
line of traffic and Christian insurance. By the time it happens. A lot of people, they know that the day before, right? Or that's
Yeah, see, when Aiden moved in, it was COVID year, so you had assigned times, like, this is your time to limit the number of people. You probably had the same thing at UND. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a hour and a half, 2 hour window that we had to drop everything off, get everything set up, and yeah.
Just heard the record.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Wish I had a fan in there, but when we run the fan, you can't hear.
You can't, it'll be fine. It'll make us talk faster.
There you go.
It'll be
Our
good.
policy committee meeting was to say, this time.
Yeah. A little warm in here. Maybe if you get less people in here, it'll be.
Yeah. Well, I saw him go by with the ladder, so he's still trying to figure it out. Yeah, if he can, we'll notice it right away when it kicks in, if he can get it to work, so.
Yeah, right. All right, 6 o'clock. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, also going to read our mission statement. In partnership with the communities, the mission of the Dilworth, Glyndon, and Felton School District is to educate individuals in an environment of trust and respect so they become self-directed, responsible, lifelong learners. All right, roll call. All board members are present, as well as Superintendent Henstead, our IT Director, John Jacobson, Community Ed Director, Tracy Tollefson, and guests. Do we have changes to the agenda?
Just from last week when it was sent out till now, we've had some contracts that have been signed, so for you guys, there's no changes to this agenda, but for the public, there was some things added because some contracts got signed here in the last Thursday, Friday, and today. So those are updated on ours for you guys. Just so the public knows, we've had a lot of contract conversations and signing, so, which is great. So
Means we're hiring people. It's a good thing.
it is,
Good thing.
it is.
Okay, do we have a motion? Motion by Nicole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by David. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments, rebel recognition. Is there any, what are you talking? No? Rebel recognition. I think just our staff for working super hard. We did a little tour, those that could be here, and kudos to your staff, Tracy, the old elementary wing. It looks so clean and new down there. I'm like, goodness, this floor, everything looks squeaky clean. So they're really working hard. Appreciate that. So, all right, anything else? Reports, technology, 6.1. John, you're up.
Okay. A couple of quick items from an instructional review. Tonight, you guys is first reading of policy 524 with a few other policies.
Mhm.
That is our student staff acceptable use policy. And there were some significant changes last year, pushed through the state. The 10,000 foot view. Probably a couple of big ones were our districts are now going to publicly list on our website what companies we do business with that will have student data. Think of school, the Gold Guard, think of IXL, specifically companies that they want to make sure companies are accepting student data and making sure that we're partnering with these vendors that everyone's on the up and up. So the other piece of that policy update is childhood and kindergarten teachers that if they have devices in the room, that they have to either have an educator in the room with them using the device or have a specific lesson tied to them, which you probably want initially, but for them to actually put that literature in the policy, that surprised me in my own. But I'm going to speculate something happened in this for somewhere, and I will all of the policies. My thoughts, the statute's so new, we're not going to change our good business. We're going to continue to use the tools that meet the needs or requirements of this listed. But I'm going to guess the next year we're going to find out some of these areas that are free, what do we need? It's going to change or potentially change what companies we do business with, or we're doing something that may not meet that statute. We might need to adjust. So more to come on that one, but that's policy. Operations overview. The guys have just been stupid busy in the classrooms and solving displays. That's been our priority. I got to give them a public show. So it's Mark, Brian. This room is warm, but to be on the Dilworth second floor, I mean, these rooms were really tough working conditions. So they were at 6 in the morning, just trying to get a jump start on not working in a 95-degree overrun. So we have the displays mounted. We have the majority of the cable already installed. We use Clay Inmate to handle those times this summer to help plug, move, whatever we can. Procurement has been just an ongoing challenge, for each other and for all of us. It's been a ton of stop, start. But just talking with the guys either the day and sorry, where we're reacting for classrooms. They're wrapping up some of the cabling, but they have that done this week. So by the time we get staff, the students, the if not majority of these rooms should be ready to go. So we're also busy with student devices, making sure they're ready to go in the classrooms. And then there's the construction project, this fall. It's wrapping up the cabling, it's audio, video on it. So we've been able to secure the right materials and able to move forward with it. But there's some areas that we got 90% of it done, but we're waiting on a chip or gymnasiums. We have the speakers and stuff. We have microphones ready to go. But the chip that actually controls that all together, they're saying, yep, that's going to be back ordered until it isn't happening. Okay, well, what we need between now and first of all, what we use. So we work our legal to be able to bring in, and we'll probably have some temporary solutions to start at school year, but that's what it is. Okay. Thoughts, questions, concerns for me now?
I see they just ran a wire while you were talking, so maybe they're hoping to connect this thing. I think we'll feel it when this kicks in. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is good. This HVAC wiring is a great example of this. That's been our world.
Yeah.
For last spring for sure. So, and I expect some that's going to trickle over into this fall as we get staff coming in here. Some spaces they won't miss a beat in some spaces. We're going to be 99 across some teams on this fall. So
I just want to also agree that just talking to Mark, Brant, Brian and Ryan and John. It's just been, they've just been going full bore all summer long. So it's been great to see. I think our teachers in the BenQs, if we have them, they're going to be ready for the most part. We're just waiting on pieces and parts. And when we get them, they're installing them quickly. So
We had some of the stuff coming in last week, literally, just, it's a couple weeks before school started. So I almost cringed, or I kind of guarded it. It was sharing dates now because there's equipment that was ordered last fall. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be long, 2 months. And then your microphones. I said, yeah, that's dates July 2023. I don't think that's ever got a kid. 3-4 of those times. So, all right, that's, you pivoted. So that's all.
Yep.
So,
Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, 6.2 board committee reports.
We had a transportation meeting following our board meeting at the last, on August 8th. The busing contractors, with tenders, a request was brought forward for compensation for a route. And at this time, as a committee, we have decided not to bring this request forward to the board for board action. Anything you want to add?
And did you guys discuss building stuff or no?
we talked some facilities and that too, just everything that's going on and which I can touch base on here in a little bit. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other board committee reports? I don't think anybody's had anything. All right, 6.3 superintendent report.
All right. First thing, and I should have maybe added this too. So I've added a few more items to my list. So it's not just the ABC, and there's going to be a B, E, and F, and so on. First thing is I want to publicly make an announcement, and Tracy's here tonight, so that's fantastic. MSCA, which is a regional community, I'm sorry, I better read it. Regional Community Educator of Excellence for the MCA group, which is Community Ed Association, which Tracy is a part of. She has received that award of the Regional Community Educator of Excellence Award. So congratulations to you, Tracy.
Congratulations.
So that is a rebel recognition, but I thought I'd better wait. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to just read a few things. This Jill Dickinson, she's the community ed director in Park Rapids. She's the one that put Tracy up for this. So it's not like, oh, Tracy signed her name up so she can win a award. It was somebody outside. It wasn't me. It wasn't somebody here. It's nice when our colleagues put us up for an award. And this is what Jill's had to say about Tracy. Said, I've known Tracy for about 8 years when she began at the community ed and public outreach office at Dilworth and Felton schools. She quickly began to network and attend our regional director and coordinator meetings. Last spring, she implemented the school-age childcare program for her school. They started with over 90 students, which also led to a strong summer program. It continues to grow, and they offer fun activities as well as weekly summer field trips. She attends many sporting games and organizes many sports and activities for students. This includes over 25 basketball teams in grades 3 through 8, 14 volleyball teams, and a summer softball league for girls of all ages. Other than school-age care staff, Tracy is also sharing as secretary this upcoming year with the activities department. Tracy also oversees the custodial staff at DGF and the public communications for the district. Fargo-Moorhead area has a group called the FMYBL, which is Fargo-Moorhead Youth Basketball League. This league has over 200 teams with a representative from each town on its council. Tracy is the chair of this group. And if that isn't enough, she's also the mayor of Glyndon. So very nice. Jill has been emailing me for about a month and a half when she put this in, and I said, can I tell everybody yet? Can we talk? And she goes, no, the board hasn't met yet. The board hasn't. So today I got the message that you can tell because Tracy's going to find out today. So congratulations again, Tracy. That's awesome to hear. So that's that. The enrollment update, we're at 1552 as of 3 o'clock today. That's been kind of going up. August is a volatile month. We'll go up and down, and right now we're at 1552. So hopefully we can get up into that 15, 16. And I know we have some pending. I think there's 4 of them pending right now to come in. So hopefully that continues to grow. Personnel update. Well, if you look at your board packet, we're approving a lot of contracts. On Friday not Friday, earlier in the week when I shared my welcome back letter and whatnot to Tracy, there were 22 new employees. And I know that's different now. I think there's a few more. So there's a list, I believe, for you guys to see. And there's a long list, or is it I the only one that got this one? She's helping me out, maybe. You don't have it, okay. But it's, we have many new teachers. And again, tonight, you guys are gonna approve some other positions, paraprofessional positions, some food service positions. So the personnel update is that, yep, great news. We have some new people coming in. We still have some need, right? We still need some paraprofessionals. We still need a head cook. We need some of the kitchen staff. We need a food service director, working through that still. We do have meetings this week with our current kitchen staff leaders, and so we're going to try to set something up to bridge a gap. Eric has still said that he'll help with that transition, but you know, we can't have him forever. So I wanted to be respectful to him as well. So anyway, a lot of things happening, and I think Lindsay says this every week, so I'll start at this time. Hey, if you're interested in being a paraprofessional, you want to work for the district, we have a place for you. So awesome. So that's that. Construction update. Well, we just went on a tour. I would say in the last week and a half, it's fun to see the big changes. I watched this morning at the new middle school band and choir rooms. I went in this morning, they were sweeping, they were trying to get the concrete cleaned up. When we did our tour, all the flooring's done. So it can happen that quick. And so same with ceilings. So we're in the media center. They laid the floor last Friday, Saturday. They're putting the ceiling tile in this week. We'll have the bookshelves in there going later this week. So it's kind of like, yikes, you don't see anything. And all of a sudden the ceiling's in one day, the floor's in the next, and here comes the stuff. So that's been nice to see. This site, just like I mentioned last board meeting, we're going to be pushing it towards the end, but I think we're going to be okay, and everything will be available for our teachers and our students day one. Dilworth, we have some of that office area, gym space, commons, media center that's not quite going to be ready. And I would say it's going to be more around that NDA by the time we get occupancy on those areas. Some a little sooner, but I think we're just going to open them all at the same time. So anyway, that's that. Tracy's award, construction, personnel. Trying to think. Oh, I didn't want to talk about, we talked about having an agreement with Ehlers to help us through this process with that new authority that we can ask for. I do have a timeline here I brought for you guys. So we're working through that with them. I have an agreement here, the Master Continuing Disclosure Services Agreement with Ehlers. I did get signed from Baird, from Michael Holheisel last week. He has signed off. He sent me an email. He said, I hope that we didn't do anything wrong. It's just, I said, no, I just said I have a positive experience with Ehlers. And he said, no, I understand that. He said, good luck to you guys. Appreciate the time we've had with you. So now we can move forward with Ehlers. September, we'll have a schedule set up for when we need to have our board meeting. It'll be September 12th is what they're saying, so we can request that full authority on the bond that's already been issued. So nothing new for taxpayers. It's just expanding that authority. And so it looks like the bond closing date will be November 3rd. She shared this with me today. So then those funds can be available as soon as then. We do have some roofing issues that do need to be taken care of here in Glyndon this fall. We've already set that up. And so we'll use the construction loan to cover that until this money becomes available. So I wanted to make sure I touched base on that. Questions from anybody? Just a lot happening right now, but it's also exciting. Staff coming, oh, I should say this, I'm sorry, one other thing. New teacher workshop tomorrow. So all of our new staff comes in tomorrow. So they'll be going through tech training with John's team. They'll meet with all of our administration and go through that. They'll also meet with district office for paperwork and all that jazz. So that's tomorrow. And then a week from today, we have fall workshop start. So
Nice.
time to get going.
And freshman orientation is tomorrow from 6:30 to 7:30.
Okay, there you go. That too. Awesome. There you go.
Wonderful. Lots going on. Busy,
Yes.
busy time. 7.1, approval of the regular meeting minutes from August 8th. Do we have a motion? Motion by Amy, is there a second? Second by Laura. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Laura, claims and accounts.
$1,447,877.80.
Also included in your packet is the treasurer's monthly budget report. Extracurricular activities coaches to approve as presented. Resignations of Trevor Olson, paraprofessional, effective the end of the 21-22 school year. And approve the resignation of Jesse Ryba, custodian, effective August 26th, 2022. Do we have a motion? Motion by Nicole, is there a second? Second by Brittany. Any discussion or questions? Ronnie, how'd the bills look?
I didn't see anything in there that looked at before.
I skimmed through it and I didn't see anything that jumped out at me.
Construction bills. but
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of construction this time. Yeah.
All right. Any other discussion, questions? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, new and unfinished business, 9.1. This is a resolution relating to the election of school board members and calling the school district general election. Do we have a motion? Motion by David, is there a second? Second by Laura. All right, and Amy, you got the floor.
Be it resolved by the school board of Independent School District number 2164 as follows. It is necessary for the school district to hold its general election for the purpose of electing 3 school board members for terms of 4 years. The following individuals have filed affidavits of candidacy for said election during the period established for filing such affidavits. David Eilertson, Micah Perrine, and Laura Item. The combined general election is hereby called and directed to be held on Tuesday, the 8th day of November, 2022, between the hours of 7 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock p.m. In all precincts except the townships of Morgan and Spring Prairie. They have established hours from 10 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. in conjunction with other statewide elections. Pursuant to Minnesota statute section 205.8.1.11, the school district's voting precincts and polling places for school elections held on the day of a combined statewide election will be those precincts established and designated by the city and township clerks of which the school district is located and on file in the office of the superintendent and hereby designated for said general election. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said combined general election to be provided to the county auditor for each county in which the school district is located in whole or in part at least 45 days before the date of said election. The notice shall include the date of said election and the office or offices to be voted on at said election. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said combined general election to be posted at administrative offices of school district and at each polling place at least 10 days before the date of said election. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause a sample ballot to be posted at the administrative offices of the school district at least 4 days before the date of said combined general election and to cause a sample ballot to be posted in each polling place on election day. The sample ballot shall not be printed on the same colored paper as the official ballot. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said combined general election to be published in the official newspaper of the district for 2 consecutive weeks, with the last publication being at least 1 week before the date of said election. The notice of combined general election so posted and published shall state the offices to be filled and shall include information concerning each established precinct and polling place. The clerk is authorized and directed to secure all necessary optical scan materials and equipment necessary to properly conduct the combined general election according to Minnesota statutes. The clerk is further authorized and directed to provide accurate information to the county auditor for the preparation of optical scan ballots for this combined general election. The state of individuals as designated by resolution of the city councils and township clerks and on file in the office of superintendent, each of whom is qualified to serve as an election judge, are hereby appointed as judges of the combined general election to act as such as the respective polling places and for respective precincts. The election judges shall act as clerks of the election, count the ballots cast, and submit them to the school board for canvass in the manner provided for other combined general elections.
Thank you, Amy. So we have a motion by David, a second by Laura. Since it's a resolution, I'll do roll call vote. Oh, yeah, go.
Who goes about posting these to the townships and all that?
Posting at townships, I believe.
I haven't seen that before, but
I believe that's something you submit or,
no, but this thing was saying that.
It says that, yeah. It does read that.
is this a new resolution?
Yeah.
Just something like the auditor's office posts, like in just general rooms.
Well, instead of-
Does any-
supposed to be posted at the admin offices and at each polling place 10 days before the meeting or something. Such a blessing.
Is that something that we can send to the clerks of the townships and then they can post as needed or as necessary? That's what I think we should do. Let's send this out to those, well, is there a list? I suppose the county has the list of clerks, right?
Yeah.
So, there's us, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, so Brooke and Shannon are in charge of that. Okay, so go ahead, Ronnie.
Other
Do you
questions?
have any other questions? Okay, so we'll do roll call. Brittany? Nicole?
Aye.
Ronnie?
I,
Myself, I, Amy?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Laura? Okay, 9.2, student handbooks. This is approved the second reading of the 22-23 elementary, middle school, and high school student handbooks. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Amy, is there a second? Second by David. Any further questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 9.3, employee handbook. This is the second reading of the 2022-23 employee handbook. Do we have a motion? Motion by Nicole, is there a second? Second by David. Any questions or discussion? I know that Katie Ullman had sent us the part on the e-learning days and what that looked like, so
Yep.
that was sent out last week, if you had a chance to review that. Any further discussion or questions on that for Shannon tonight? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.4. Policies. So this is the first reading of the following policies. 208, development, adoption, and implementation of policies. 209, code of ethics. 210, conflict of interest school board members. 410, family and medical leave act policy. 415, mandated recording of maltreatment of vulnerable adults. 416, drug and alcohol testing. 416, drug and alcohol testing form. 417, chemical use and abuse. 418, drug-free workplace, drug-free school. 515, protection and privacy of pupil records. 1515, protection and privacy of pupil records form. 524, internet acceptability use policy. 603, curriculum development. 604, instructional curriculum. 708, transportation of non-public school students. 709, student transportation safety. 712, video surveillance other than on buses. 722, public data requests, and 722, public data request forms. Again, this is the first reading. Do we have a motion? Brittany, Amy, want a second?
Sure, second.
Amy will second. Any discussion or questions?
Just a question on where we can find these,
They are, I believe,
They're on the website.
just on our website,
and then there should be a Google Drive.
If you
on
want,
the Google Drive, but
Oh, you didn't see them?
I can share,
They're ready.
if you want me to forward this back of them, I
Yeah.
can share them with you.
yeah.
Sure. Yep. I'll just write a note on that. Thank you. Yep, I'll just forward them to you. They're on the website. Yep,
Yeah,
they
they're
are on the website. Yep.
The red line versions are
Yeah,
Right.
no,
The
the
red
current
line,
one
yeah,
are.
it's just
Until they
that
get approved.
when they get approved. I'm just gonna make sure I don't forget. Forward them right away, so.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, here we go. Oh, not the fun ones yet. 9.5, investment and debt management services. This is to name Ellers Incorporated as investment and debt management services for the FY '23. Do we have a motion? Motion by Nicole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by David. Any questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.6, certified contract for Brace Demoli, special education teacher, BA step 30, or BA plus 30, step 7, effective the start of the 22-23 school year. Do we have a motion? I got Brittany first. Laura, you want a second? Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.7, non-certified contract for Anthony Reniker, transportation, effective the start of the 22-23 school year. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by David. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Amy. So will this person take over for Keith, or who, this Sherry's position?
Yeah, it's that.
Sherry's position?
Yeah, so, because Keith is still gonna do a lot of what he did, but he's
Okay.
also gonna help manage some of the other things, and we were short-staffed all of
Yeah.
last year, so people were subbing in and out,
Okay,
and so that's
so
what.
he's gonna be full-time?
Yep.
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 Wonderful.
Because we
Great.
finished out the year with subs for Sherry's position, so
Okay,
this person will take that.
all right. Any other questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.8, non-certified contract for Rayanne Olson, paraprofessional, effective the start of the 22-23 school year. Do we have a motion? Motion by Laura. Is there a second? Second by Brittany. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.9, non-certified contract for Mason Edwards Food Service, effective the start of the 2022-23 school year. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Amy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Laura. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 9.10, non-certified contract for Nymphia Ocampo. I'm sorry if you watched. I didn't mean to butcher your name. Food services, effective the start of the 22-23 school year. Do we have a motion? Motion by Nicole. Is there a second?
Second.
I got David over here. Any further discussion or question?
There's like different sites or where they're at, you know.
Actually, both of these are in Dilworth. No, there's gonna be one in each site. So they were gonna be the dishwashers. One's gonna be a dishwasher, the other one might move to a line cook. And if that happens, then they'll be in Dilworth. And we have other meetings this week, so
Okay,
we're gonna have to discuss where everybody's at after we meet. Because we might have to, yeah,
some
anyway,
adjustments.
we might
Okay.
have to, so, yeah.
I'm just glad to see we got a few food
Yes.
service people hired, so we appreciate that.
Amen.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 9.11. Jordan, this is a certified contract for Jordan Geisler? Geiser, how do I say that? You know, I think it's Geiser.
I think it is.
Sixth grade teacher, BA step 1, effective the start of the 22-20 school year, 2022-2023 school year. Do we have a motion? Motion by Laura. Is there a second? I got Nicole first. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.12, non-certified contract for Savannah Murch, paraprofessional, start of the 2022-23 school year. Do we have a motion? Motion, is it Brittany?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Nicole second you?
Yes.
Okay, Nicole second. Perfect. Thank you. Do we have any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's what paraprofessionals.
So Thursday, when I talked to Mary Ann, I think we're still gonna be 4 short. We were gonna be 5,
Because we were down 5
Yep.
a week ago.
yep, I believe we're still 4. So we're getting closer. Now, there was a meeting today too. Wasn't there an interview today too?
Oh, good.
So we have a few other, yeah. opportunities here, I guess, coming, so. Getting closer.
Great. 9.13, confidential contract for Keith Colwell, transportation coordinator, effective the start of the 22-23 school year. Do we have a motion? Nicole and Amy second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.14 fundraisers. On the back of your sheet, just to clarify here, so there's several that have been turned in. You can see the boys basketball program turned in several, Josh will, but the Rebel DGF Touchdown Club has submitted a couple. Now, we don't have control over that money because that's not a school-based activity fund, but they wanted to have us look and approve tailgating before home games and then halftime football toss. So that's why those two things are highlighted in yellow. The rest are that would affect the activity accounts, except the one fundraiser that the boys basketball program's done for years, and that is the breast cancer awareness, which they typically do with Barnesville or Holly. So, do we have a motion? Motion by David. Is there a second? Second by Nicole. Any questions or discussion on the sheet?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
For where, the touchdown club, where they're either sold for tailgate before home game, so they're gonna be selling these prior to.
I'm assuming they're gonna try to do like food. I guess I'm not really sure. I'm assuming they wanna try tailgating like they did years ago. The Booster Club used to do it where they come and they grill like hot dogs and have chips and stuff. So I don't know what the exact plan of the Touchdown Club is.
Yeah, on the tailgating piece either, I guess I don't know what that all
Yeah.
entails. The one thing that, this being the first year that we're gonna have these fundraisers approved, so it's gonna be a little bit of this year. We get into January, we're gonna be more organized. Next year, it'll be that much cleaner. I think what's important here is that these groups are understanding they're gonna be a part of our event. And so if you're gonna be a part of the event, we gotta know that it's happening, because otherwise you guys as board members, you're up in the crowd and all of a sudden something's going on, people are gonna look, what's this? And you're gonna be going, I don't know. I want you to be in the know. It's an important piece of following protocols and being upfront with communication. So I'm thankful for these groups to understand it. As far as the activities account, they have to be approved in the future. We will do that. But these groups, when they're gonna, again, do these events during our event, it's gonna be important that you know. So this is a very important piece, I think, for that and for you guys, so you can communicate with people when they ask you questions, you know? So.
I have a question, would be the basketball gear question, what is that?
So when they, like, prior to like a season, they put out like order forms for like sweatshirts and like t-shirts, and then usually like that stuff's marked up by like a few dollars a piece. And then it's kind of a fundraiser for teams. Softball does it, like basketball, volleyball does it typically, football does like a fundraiser.
And all that.
Volleyball.
But the football went under the Touchdown Club, which they didn't include on here, but it's our first year of doing it, and same thing with volleyball. I'm assuming that's why
Yeah,
we were
gonna-
not given.
So we're gonna get this, that's what I mean, this first year is, we're learning it, getting it set up. Katie's got a lot of information as we've shared. We approved some things last board meeting too.
Yeah.
Now this is getting more comprehensive. It'll get better as we go and we'll get the system in place. As she stated in her activities handbook, we're gonna be doing it in the fall and August in the future. We'll do it in January and then it'll be all cleaned up, which is important. The other thing with that is, anytime you remember that it's the activities account that the board oversees, that money has to go back to the kids in some fashion, right? So it benefits the kid, or the kids get the sweatshirt, or the kid, you know, or they get the meal. It's a little different. The Touchdown Club, since it's an outside entity, they can do a little bit more with equipment and other things. So anyway, it's just good for you guys as school leaders to know what's happening out there. And so I appreciate the Touchdown Club bringing that to us.
Any further questions, discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, at the end of the meeting, as always, please, if you're looking for a job, as Shannon already plugged this, we'll plug it again. Go to our school's website or call the district office. They would be happy to speak to you about our employment opportunities. Next board meeting is Monday, September 12th at 6 o'clock in this room. Following that meeting, there will be a budget committee meeting. Anything else, team? All right. It is 6:37. Meeting's adjourned.
Hey, and the air is working. That was nice.
Did it come?
Yeah, it feels way more better over there.